Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the book gathering with Dori. And with me here is Tara. And we are going to be talking about something very special and dear to our heart today.
We're going favorite thing.
Talking about sales, and more sales.
And who doesn't like sales?
Everybody should.
Everybody should.
If you don't like sales, you might as well move somewhere else.
True. That's what businesses are built on.
Go live in a tent somewhere.
In a tent.
All right, everyone. Well, welcome to the book gathering. And we are going through the book, my book, How to Make Millions with Your Medical Spa. And we are so excited to be starting out the year off on the right stuff, talking about sales, because when it comes to starting a brand new year, everybody takes a look at what they've done and all the things we went through last year. Now, usually we report growth rates like crazy, right? So whoever maintained last year, they did good. Though we did have some people still increase their business, which is amazing. And today we're going to make sure that we're going to go over some information with you that's going to help you continue to increase sales even now. And we designated a whole part in the book. Actually, we're starting part 3 today. And chapter 1 in part 3 is the sales, and more sales. So I'm very excited that you're with us today. I want to start by wishing everybody a great, happy, and healthy and prosperous new year. I know it's going to be a great year for all of us. So we are starting off just right, I think, being with us.
You couldn't even schedule a better way to start the new year.
Isn't that good?
No?
I like it.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I like it. So if they are the first time with us, what should they do?
So if you're joining us live, you definitely have to ring the bell on YouTube so that you can get all the notifications every time we go live. We go live every other Monday. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you do not yet have a copy of Dori's book, I don't know why you wouldn't. You should. You can go onto Amazon, get a copy of Dori's book, and then definitely make sure you leave a review. We love reviews on books. So
please do.
And always just follow us. Subscribe to our InSPAration Moments, which is our video blog that Dori's doing. It's called Dori Talks, which is one of our new shows that she's hosting. And you got a taste of it towards the end of last year. So this year, I can't wait to see all the great things that you're going to be bringing to our community, Dori.
Dori Talks and meet the experts.
True, meet the experts. You're right.
We're very excited about that. We'll tell you a little bit more about that here in a little bit on how you could be interviewed on Meet the Experts, because it is going to be an amazing show to help position you as the experts that you are. And we're doing 2 versions of that. We're doing one that's business to consumer and one that is business to business, to help both entrepreneurs, whether you own a med spa or whether you cater to the med spa industry, you have an opportunity to really do better.
And we're getting so many people reaching out about that because you gave them a nice taste right at the end of last year. But I have to tell you, Dori is ready to rock 2021 and she's ready to rock it for you. So we have a big thing. We're helping our clients 10x their business. So it's going to be a great year.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we were off the week between Christmas and New Year's, and yours truly had her entire condo on the beach lined with huge posted easel. My plan for 2021, which, by the way, is now in writing in my computer, printed out, right? So I want to encourage you to do the same thing, because it's very important for you to plan your success. If you don't plan, you're not going to get where you need to go.
I swear, I went to her condo and I thought I'd walked into a business meeting that had hundreds of representatives. I mean, there was plans and visions everywhere. So I cannot wait.
It's fun. It's fun to plan your success for the year. And that's really what today is about, because when you're planning your success, a big part of that success is generating revenue and generating sales. And I have to say that's one area probably in our industry that's lacking the most, is because everybody thinks sales is a dirty little word and nobody wants to sell anything and everybody's afraid to make a sale. And it's so sad, actually. And part of it is because there are so many people that see themselves as only providers order takers, rather than let's take a look at our clients, see what they need, and make those recommendations. So today we're going to focus on how to break that barrier between you, your mindset, and your team's mindset, to make sure that everybody is open to those recommendations, or truly they are sales. So we need to get over this whole fear about making a sale, because without making sales, you have nothing. So we really need to get over it.
Well, I like how you always say it's a recommendation, right? And I know one thing from personal experience, when I go to restaurants with you, or when we take clients out, you always ask the server, what's your recommendation tonight? Because I mean, who knows best but them, right? I mean, we can all read a menu. But what's
the most popular treatment?
But
what's the most popular dish here? What's the most popular cuisine here, depending on where you are? And it is, you have to ask the experts.
And 9 times out of 10, you always go with that recommendation.
It's very true. So she knows me so well.
Well, and I just know that in this industry, if you recommend something like that to somebody, generally they're going to go with your recommendation.
So we have, now that we have almost everybody joining us here, welcome. We are live on all platforms today. So good for you to be with us. No matter which platform you're on, you'd like to submit questions, please feel free to do so. As a matter of fact, right now, those of you who are on Instagram or Zoom, give us thumbs up saying that, yes, you can hear us. Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, and engage with us so we can help you make more sales today. But we have something else going on that's very special this month. We have a gift for everyone.
We do.
We're doing a webinar that's going to be totally complimentary. It's our way for you to kick the year off right. And we are going to do a webinar on how to get into the Millionaire Circle. So this is a webinar that we're doing on January 12th. And you'll be able to join us. Just go to inspirationmanagement.com. It's on the homepage. I'm going to be teaching you the TMSP system, how to target, how to market, how to sell, and how to profit to the affluent. And that's what we're talking about today, is sales. So it kind of goes hand in hand into that whole topic. So make sure you go register and join us.
It'll be the second best hour of your time that you've dedicated for January. The first thing, the book gathering.
There you go. Absolutely.
So,
and we're doing something else for them. They can register to win one ticket.
One seat to the Millionaire Circle. So I'm super excited about that. So
what
register,
do they have to do?
You need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ring the bell, like, comment, and share one of our social media posts to get yourself entered to win that seat. And that seat is a value of almost $3,000. So it's definitely worth the ticket in gold to take those extra steps to get yourself registered.
So make sure you do that. It's a great seminar going virtual.
And if I was you, I would want to subscribe, because Dori is constantly putting out great information and just educational pieces. We didn't build this studio just to put nice fancy furniture in it. She is using the studio. So if you want to be the first one to catch your eye on what she's putting out, you've got to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Right.
It's the best way to go.
Our goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers. So we need your help. So subscribe and then invite other people who you feel would benefit, your team members, your colleagues, anybody that would benefit from that information.
Yeah. All right, you ready to discuss chapter 8? Sales,
Let's
sales,
go.
sales.
Sounds good.
Go. So one of the biggest challenges in our med spa industry are sales and the mindset about it, right? We get calls all the time from owners complaining on how their team didn't sell treatments or even retails. It's a big problem. How many businesses are faced with this? What would someone start to access their sales, to assess them, assess them?
So the first thing you really should do, as a matter of fact, because we are starting a new year, is assess where you are right now. And those of you who are members, we updated the assessment. It's on the private member page that you can go and actually assess your entire business. But since we're just talking about sales today here, the one thing you should definitely assess, the first thing, is the mindset. Where are you as a leader with your own mindset? Because if you personally have the wrong mindset, then your team is going to have the wrong mindset. If you accept the fact that It's okay that she doesn't make recommendations of home care and you just let it go on and on and on. That's a mindset. That's a mindset allowing you to accept her failures, right? Or his failures, whoever's on the team. So you really need to start there. So check that of you as a leader, and then your team members. How do they feel about the entire sales process? And that is one of the most important thing I think to realize first is where that mindset is. Once you do that, then I would like you to go and see what you did last year. How much did you average? Remember, we talked about this in previous chapters, the volume per guest. Remember that? We want to go and assess and see how much are we averaging per client. What is that revenue per guest or volume per guest for treatment sales and retail sales? See where you stand right now. And now let's start setting the targets, right? Where we want to go. As a matter of fact, Tara was just mentioning that the theme for the year for all our member and our community is to 10x your business. As a matter of fact, we just did our mastermind meeting right before the break, and we talked about how to actually 10x their business. We were going through a book called the 10x Rule. And my goal for you, since you are part of our community, is to also 10x your business. So if you start by changing your mindset about how you generate sales, your teams, and then you set your goals based on a higher, lofty goals is what he called them. I want you to really set some humongous goals, because what's nice about setting those humongous goals is that even if you don't reach them, you're still going to be better than doing goals that are achievable. You don't want achievable goals. You want humongous goals, right?
Right. You want conquerable.
So what we want to do is stretch and become better at what we do. And the only way we're going to do that is by actually applying these first couple of steps. And really all that starts in the hiring process, you know, with the expectations and what you really want someone to do as far as your team members. So there's a lot that goes into it. And then of course you have the measurements, how you're going to measure the sales process and their effectiveness. And then how are you going to reward them? So I just gave you a big overview, a synopsis of really how to get started, really briefly. We just did that. So it's a good way for you to start there. I hope you took those notes, right? So it's a mindset. It's setting the goals and the target. Make sure they're very high goals that you want to stretch. Make sure you set your expectations, have a measurement system in place to track that performance on a daily basis, and then rewarding them. So if you at least start there, you're going to be a lot better off.
Okay. So once they've started there, Dori, now how would they structure a sales model?
Actually, that's probably one of the other big mistakes that people make is not only do they have the wrong philosophy on sales, but they don't really have a charted out sales model. You have to have a sales model. Like once a lead comes in, once a prospect calls your place, what happens next? How do we actually generate sales? And it's sad, as you know, we get those phone calls all the time. When we ask that question, it's very foggy. It's not very clear. The team doesn't really know what are they supposed to do once that lead comes in. So the sales model should contain the lead is captured, the phone call is made. What do we do with that phone call? The most important thing is to set up that consultation, right? They come in, you customize that program. So you're selling them on an entire customized program. Then once you fulfill that program, then the next step is actually selling them the membership. So that's your sales model, your sales process. This is what we teach, the business model too that we teach. So it's a business model and a sales model. The way you actually transition, it's the client journeys that once somebody comes in, what is that? And if that's not systemized, like under the 4 S's that we teach all the time, if it's not systemized, then it's going to be left up to the teams to decide how to do things. And the last thing you want to do is leave it up to the team to decide what to do. you're in charge. You're the entrepreneur, you're the business owner. This is your business. So you got to structure your sales model effectively and then share it with the entire team to do the rest.
Well, and it shows consistency, right? No matter who's calling the lead or if a client is calling in, the process is always the same and they feel comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
So you keep saying sales model, and I know in the book you refer to as your sales funnel. You're counting that as the same thing.
Well, no. Well, sales funnel is with marketing.
Okay.
So the sales funnel is when somebody finds you online or on social media or on the website, and then they come into your sales funnel to actually turn them into a prospect. So the sales funnel is before the actual phone call or the actual sales model once they come into your business. So you've got really two separate sales functions here. One is marketing and sales, really just marketing into your funnel. And then once they come in, then you have your sales model in place. Perfect. So it's very important to really focus on that. And again, this is the perfect time to sit down and assess all your systems, all your structure, your strategies, the solutions that you have, how you problem solve with people, with your team, with your client, and then launch it, make it part of your whole business.
Yeah. It'll get their business 10x for sure.
Yes.
We have all kind of questions coming in.
Good.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and share one?
This is Sarah, by the way. Say Happy New Year, Sarah.
Happy New Year. So Maggie says that her providers don't feel comfortable upselling because they were taught not to in school.
They were taught by idiots.
What a shame.
Because they don't understand how to make a sale and how important that is to the business. And it's really sad, because here's the fact, you guys. Imagine, and we almost went through this during the pandemic. Imagine if everything is shut down and not one sale takes place in the world today. What would happen to the entire economy?
It would shut down.
Everything will just collapse. It's gone. It's history. We're done. So sales is part of our everyday life. There is not one day that goes by that you don't buy something. I start my day with my Starbucks. So that's where I spend my $5 and whatever every morning, right? So that's a sale. If Starbucks was not selling the coffee, where would Starbucks be today, right? So I went to the BMW dealership today to get new tires. So I dropped $1,500 just like that on 2 tires, right? So sales are being made every day. Could you imagine if I went to the BMW dealership, my tires need replacing, and they're checking my car, and then the service provider doesn't come up to me and say, Dori, you need 2 new tires. Could you imagine if they let me go without selling me those tires? What would happen to me?
Accident.
I would crash, my tire will blow up. So it's his professional obligation to tell me, Dori, you need 2 tires. Yes, I have to pay $1,500 for them, but so what? I need them. So if somebody comes to you, you're the provider, and you see, I come in for just say only Botox, but you see that I have brown spots. You see that my pores are big. You see that I need help with my skin texture. And I'm telling you, I need all this help, or you're noticing that I need this help. It would be a shame to just let me go, because you know what's going to happen if you just let me go. I'm going to go somewhere else and give them my money. So again, it goes back to that mindset and what we perceive our professional obligation to be. Your obligation is to make the recommendation. It's up to them to tell us yes or no. That's what you need to write down right now. It is my professional obligation to make the recommendations. And it's up to my clients to tell me yes or no. That's the only time we're really stepping up. Because if we don't step up, believe me, they're just going to go somewhere else. Like if the BMW dealership didn't sell me the tires, and I'm looking at my tires, where do you think I'm going to go buy tires? Somewhere. So that's what we need to do.
Well, and we all have our profession that we're the best at, right? So if you think about like famous people, they have no idea what diet to be choosing to be on this movie that's going to make them millions of dollars, but a dietitian is recommending what diet they need to do to drop X amount of weight to be the professional on that movie set. So
For sure.
we're all having those different obligations that we rely on each other to give us, right?
Absolutely. Well, we're all experts in our
Correct.
field. Like if I didn't tell you, like you should have the guest consultation manual, for example, to increase sales, or if I didn't tell you that we have the Pride manual and webinars to help you increase sales, you would be spinning your wheels and still having the same questions like that Sarah was just saying, that they don't feel that it's the right thing to do. Well, that's stinking thinking. I'm sorry, that's just stupid. You need to get rid of that mentality and you need to get with the program, because people come to you because you are the expert. And if you're letting them know without letting them go without giving them your expert advice, you're missing out. You need to go find a different job, as a matter of fact, if that's how you feel, because you're not doing yourself any favors, you're not doing your clients any favors, and you're not doing the business any favors. So you might as well. It's like,
we're talking
get
about,
serious here.
right? I imagine going to the doctor, they see that your labs are awful and you need recommendations and they just let you leave.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to recommend to you. So Dori, could you give us a really good example of a sales model?
Well, part of the sales model is having the tools that you need to implement the sales model. And again, that's one area I find that is wrong over and over and over, and that is the intake form. Yeah. The intake form is one of the most important tools of the sales model, because that's where all the magic happens.
Right.
And if your intake form sucks and it doesn't have all the problems on it that people have on face, body, health, wellness, whatever your menu is, whatever is on your menu is a solution to a problem that people have, right? So you've got to figure out that intake form. As a matter of fact, it's part of the tools that you get with the guest consultation. So again, those of you who are members, you have all these tools that we're talking about today. So make sure you tap into them. But your intake form is where all the magic happens. The people that are coming to see you, once they fill out that intake form, they're opening up the door for you to go in and explore and show them how you can help them. But if you don't have that intake form, you don't have a sales model.
Well, that kind of takes away the word sales, right?
Yeah.
It completely takes away the word sales, and your team doesn't have to feel like they're selling anything.
Exactly.
They're literally providing solutions, and that's what you call it, right?
Yeah.
So it's part of our Pride system.
Well, it is part of the Pride system, and it's part of the system that I learned when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
I had one of the best mentors ever. His name was Jim. It was my first job in the hospitality industry. I entered like entry-level position. I knew nothing. He took me under his wing and he taught me the sales process. And it's something that's been with me for years and years and years. And he simplified it so much. And I've shared this with you before, in case you are new with us. Selling is nothing but discovering a problem or a concern that a person has, and then offering a solution. We do it every day in our business. Sarah does it every single day. Our sales team does it every single day, because all of you have challenges, right? So we have that. And now it's our obligation to give you solutions. It's the same thing. You need to do the same thing. Your people come to you because they need help. So if you find out all their problems and concerns, that's the sales process, right? And you offer them solutions, and that's it. That's what we're talking about, you guys. That's why I'm amazed how many people have that mental block over selling, because it's as simple as I just stated it. And that lesson from Jim has really led me to where I am today, because I treat everything with that mentality.
Well, and I remember in the book you said every problem has a solution.
That's right.
Right?
And if we don't, you better invent it.
Correct.
And that's what innovation is all about.
Right.
Like we didn't have the Millionaire Circle. I invented it because I wanted to teach you how to attract the affluent. We didn't have the guest consultation program. I invented the sacred system because I wanted you to have customized programs. We didn't have the pride system. I invented it because I wanted you to be able to upgrade treatments and recommend retail products. So everything that we have is a solution to a problem you have. And you need to do the same thing. Everything you have on your menu is a solution to a problem that your clients have. Isn't that simple?
It's very simple. And I think if they sat down and had this kind of conversation with their team, or had their team watch this, right? It would be so eye-opening. It's like, hello,
I could have had a V8.
But it's like that sometimes, growing up, your mom says one thing, and then you go to your friend's house, and your friend's mom says it, and you're like, oh, I never thought about it that way. And your mom's sitting here like, I've been telling you that
for
all
20 years,
right? So it's kind of like that, right? If they're not listening to you, trust me, they're going to listen to Dori. How could they not? It's as simple as having a V8.
I think we have another question.
We do. Brandy wants to know, are you still supposed to fill out the entire, or have the client fill out the entire intake form if they are just coming in for Botox?
Yes, that's a great question. Yes, you should. And the way they reserve the appointment really should be that you need to do the consultation, not just come in, get injected and leave. That's not what this is about. So if you follow the entire model that we teach, which is you reserve the consultation as a full-blown consultation from head to toe, right? By the way, the next chapter is the consultation process. So we'll dive into that a little bit more. But yes, they should fill out the intake form because that allows you to explore all the concerns that they have and be able to give them a solution. So yes, for sure, that intake form is the heart of your business. And if you don't do it, you're going to be leaving so much money on the table, and the people are going to be frustrated because they're not going to get the results that they want. And therefore they end up going somewhere else. And that's what's happening right now, you guys. I mean, think about it. If people come in, get one treatment and leave, where do you think they're going to go get the rest? If you didn't sell them a customized program, if you didn't sell them a membership program, if you didn't sell them a series or whatever it is that you have going on, they're going to go somewhere else. And it's too hard to gain a client. You work so hard on marketing to finally get that phone to ring. And if we're not handling those phone calls properly when they come in and take them through the sales model that we are speaking about, then you're not going to get to be at a 10x business model next year or this year.
Right. And there is no just. You can't come into a med spa and just have one treatment. It's just, I don't even know how it's possible, right?
Well, it's possible because they don't want to talk about anything else. So it happens every day.
It does. It shouldn't, but it does.
That's what we want to change, because we have so many people going in and out, just getting their Botox or this sport or whatever and leaving. That's horrible. That's so wrong. So wrong, because no one ever should just walk in, get that one treatment and leave. They shouldn't. That's like somebody coming to us and buying only one manual and leaving. What is that going to do?
Nothing.
It's going to put a Band-Aid on an intensive care client.
Maybe.
Like how would that? What is that going to do?
We'll have to do some defibrillation on them. So, Dori, other than the intake form, what other forms are you recommending that someone should use and tools?
There's actually a couple of different very important forms. The other one, at least those two you should have. And those two are taught in the Pride system, by the way, the intake form. And then we have what we call the guest recipe form. And well, there's two different ones. There's the customized form, which is part of the sacred system, which is the guest consultation. And then there's the guest recipe form, which is the quickie form for when they come back over and over. So let me back up a little bit to clarify this a little bit more. So when somebody comes in for a full-blown consultation, you're going to have an in-depth intake form, and then you're going to have a customized program form. So those are the two things that you need to do with the first visit, right? Once they complete that, when they come in for a repeated visit, then you have a shorter, smaller intake form, just like a mini update. And then you have the guest recipe form, which is a smaller recommendation. And what we teach is that no one should check out unless that guest recipe form is filled out and turned in to the guest relations team. So that way the guest relations team, see, it's part of the whole sales process, right? So the provider will recommend an upgraded treatment or whatever treatment they need to recommend. Then at the end of the treatment, they're going to make a recommendation for a home care. And they're documenting all this, right? And then that form will go to the guest relations team. The guest relations will look at it. They'll reserve the next appointment. They'll give them the home care products. They'll cash them out, wish them the best, give them everything that they need. And now you have prepared yourself for the next visit. And if you do this, you are going to be so much better off. You're going to crush the competition. The people that are coming to you are going to feel that you are really taking care of them. They're going to feel that they are getting the results that they need. And that's where retention comes in. Because when you deliver that great guest experience and you really care and recommend what they need, they're going to come back to you.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about, could you imagine just walking in and flowing, like you're sitting in the ocean and you're just like flowing
And that's
along.
what it should be.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like
And
there's no guessing and there's
No.
team members running around. It's just so
Yeah,
smooth.
it's all planned out.
Yeah,
It's orchestrated.
right.
And that's the missing part in many places, is they run like the wild west. It breaks my heart, actually.
Right.
And what really breaks my heart is knowing that we can help
Right.
and they don't ask for help. That's the part that really,
It is.
it's so sad to me, because listen, you don't need to sit and try to reinvent this stuff. We have perfected it. Like, we have the best business model ever. And it's proven effective. So if you really want to make your 2021 the best year ever, you need to tap into the available tools that could make that a reality for you. It's not rocket science.
Not imagine like your whole team just playing like a symphony.
Just being
It's
able
just-
to do that, right?
Just a perfect symphony.
I know.
It would be amazing.
The guest relations, the
Yeah.
providers, the support team, everybody that you have, just they all know what's going to happen. But that's the problem right now. They're all singing their own tune.
Yeah.
You're leaving it to them to decide what script, what should come out
Right.
of this mouth, how to really close, how to present. It's sad,
It is.
but it could be perfection. And that's really what it should be. So if you want to 10x your business, you got to perfect your approach. You got to implement that model to make sure that your team is going to follow it and it's going to produce the results for you.
And we have a question. Nicholas is asking, where can I find the Pride system? So we have several ways that you could tap into all the systems that Dori's talking about. My personal favorite is the membership, where we're not just helping you, like you said, on one a la carte basis. Yes, you can go to our shopping cart and you can get the manual and you can get the video training that Dori's done with it. But this is just one piece.
And by the way, we just redid the Don't Sell Recommended. It's brand new. It has 5 parts to it. And you also have the manual, and there's a test in the back of the manual. So if you're really serious about your success this year, one thing I would want you to do, and that is focusing on team training. And if you get your team to be just a lean machine, oh my gosh, it's so much easier. The rest just comes.
Yeah. Wow. It's amazing, Dori. So definitely look at our membership model so that we can help you with everything. Because like you said, this is a Band-Aid, but as soon as you fix that, you're going to start bleeding out here. And then you're going to be Band-Aiding that. And then the next thing you know, we go in and there's just Band-Aids everywhere when we could have just revived your whole business.
Yeah.
And that's the part that is so important. So
For sure.
we're talking about the whole sales process, right? We've talked about the funnel, the model, but now that they're in, Dori, let's shift a little bit, because after someone comes in, and I know next week or next time we're talking about the consultation, right? And after they go through the consultation, they need to go into a membership, right? So can you kind of talk about the membership model, because it is important in the sales process?
You have to sell it. Yeah,
correct.
You have to sell it. So the process is, so they do the consultation, you have to customize the program, you fulfill the program, right? And the customized program really should be at least $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. It could be whatever, you can generate from it. I mean, we have clients that are averaging $9,000 and $10,000 a consultation. So, and if you're a plastic surgeon, that should be even $20,000, $30,000 a consultation. So it depends on what kind of business you have. So once you do the customized program, that could take 2, 3 months, 4 months, sometimes even 6 months. Once you fulfill that, then you go into the membership model. Then again, we use the same process. Like we have a lot of people that call us up, they're just starting out. They need a proposal, so because they need help with space planning, marketing, the manuals, all that stuff. So once you do the proposal, then you go into the membership, where now you're open, you need to use all the tools and so forth. So it's the same concept for you. You do the customized program, then you need to sell them on the membership. And that's the thing, is so many people, they think the membership idea is a good idea and all, but then it's sitting collecting dust because nobody knows how to present it.
Well, and that's what Michelle is just typing here saying. She's like, I created my membership with your copy system. Thank you so much for creating that. And Dori created that during the COVID scenario when everyone was shut down. But she goes, now how do I get my team to sell it? It's a great system.
And actually, in the program, I teach you how to sell it too. We even give you like a little mini presentation on how to teach them to sell it. But it's going to take training. It's going to take them practicing the approach, how to present it. You have to give them tools, whether it's the presentation, whether it's a brochure. Like you need to have tools to sell memberships. You need to have tools to sell anything, by the way. And the bigger the ticket item is, the more time it's going to take you to sell it. So it can't be just at the reception desk while people are checking in and checking out and you're trying to sell me a membership. Like that's just stupid. Like, why would you want to do that? You need to like go to the side. You might want to have a membership desk. Imagine that.
Right. Well, we actually remember Circles of Wellness opened up and they have a high top in their nice lobby. It's beautifully placed.
That's what we teach.
Yeah. So you were there.
Some people listen and some people don't. So I would want to remove them from the hub of checking in and checking out, because it does take some time, like, eye contact, listening, show and tell. That's really what it is. You have to do a show and tell as to why it would benefit them to become a member. And you have to present. And you have to close. You can't just but that's the part where people drop the ball. Like, oh, there's a difference between telling and selling. Sarah is very familiar with that. So telling is one thing when you're telling somebody a story. That's fine and dandy. But selling requires closing. So you tell the story, but then you need to close. And if you don't ask for the order, if you don't ask, well, which of the VIP program would you like to start with? Instead of saying, oh, well, what do you think? Well, that's just dumb.
Right.
No.
We don't really care what they think.
Yeah, we want to close. And closing is so simple if you know the verbiage. And the verbiage is, which VIP program would you like to start with? It's not a question if they're going to do it or not, just like she would be asking them, which one of the programs here would you like to start with? That's it. One word. Which? And not the one on a broom.
Well, and this brings my memory back. So I remember traveling trade shows with you, and I feel like it's been so long since we traveled. I miss traveling and getting to see all of our clients' faces. But I remember being at a trade show with you, and you were talking to a doctor and talking to them about our membership. And someone else came over and they heard your conversation and said, I want to be a part of what Dori's talking about. I want that. But that's the same way, like Circles of Wellness, they have a nice tabletop in their lobby. Someone is presenting that membership, and people can overhear and like, oh, I want that. And it's almost selling itself, right?
I mean, yeah, to a point, but they still
Correct.
need to sell.
But if they're not hearing someone talk about it, they don't know that you offer it.
Well, or if there's not any attention to
Correct.
it. Just like, you know, during holidays, if you don't have something featured for Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Valentine's, whatever, all those things, and you don't have a thing about it, then nobody's going to know that you have it. So if you make a focus on it where you have a membership desk, then people are, oh, what is that? What's a membership? And it encourages people to engage and ask questions. But you definitely, that's all part of that whole sales process. And the more you train the team on how to present and how to close and how to influence and entice people to actually do something that's good for them. You may remember, we're not selling things that they don't need. Right? We're doing good by them. So I think that's where people get stuck. They think selling is a bad thing because you're just trying to make money. But that's not what we're talking about. Selling is a good thing when we're offering solutions and it's something that they need, right? As a matter of fact, in the Pride system, I talk about the difference between selling and recommending. And when we're teaching team members, we're trying to change their mindset. We talk about selling is when you're trying to sell someone or convince someone to buy something, whether they need it or not. So if you're using those tactics to get over on someone, shame on you. That's not a good thing. That's not what we're talking about here. Here, we're talking about being genuine. We're talking about being sincere. We're talking about truly helping people via your products and your treatments. So we are doing it from the heart. We're not just doing it to just push our products onto you. That's not what this is about. So if you take that mindset that you are doing this to help someone, it's a totally different approach than, oh, I want to push something on you. So keep that in mind. Yes.
So Lisa commented that she's tried a membership program before, but she felt like that she was losing money.
Well, that's because she didn't set up the pricing properly. So you have to be very careful when you're doing memberships. As a matter of fact, you have to make sure that your pricing is right before you start offering discounts. And what we teach our mastermind members all the time is that you should really have two ways to do business. You have your a la carte pricing or your anytime pricing that people can come and do whatever. And if those people are genuine and they really want to take care of themselves and they're looking for savings and ways to get more done with you, but save at the same time, that's when you promote the membership. And that's when you should offer the discount. See, I don't believe you should discount all the time. Here's your a la carte price, which is your rack rate, right? You can come and do whatever you want, anytime you want at this rate. But if you're truly serious about getting results that you want, then it would be to your benefit to become a member, because as a member, you're going to be able to have more value and more savings. So if she's not making money, it's because the pricing is out of whack. So we have a pricing calculator, and there is a way to really set up your membership program where you're going to make a ton of money. You're not doing memberships to lose money. You're doing memberships so you can collect so much money during the month that pays all your bills plus. That's why you're doing it. So if you're not making money, that means your pricing is inaccurate. So you might want to give us a call and let us help you structure it properly.
Absolutely. And I would say that's probably not a might. You definitely want to. You can't afford not to have us help you.
Yeah, you definitely do. I mean, we have clients that have over 500 members now, paying them hundreds of dollars. As a matter of fact, I was just looking at at Instagram before we went live. And one of our clients, Shelby Miller, the aesthetic injector, our superstar, I just noticed she just launched her VIP program. And the thing about being in a med spa environment, you guys, and having a med spa, one thing one of our clients told me, their highest membership amount was $499, and I had advised them, I think, to do $580 or something. Right. So their next call was like, oh, I wish I would have listened to you and gone to $580. So if you're not charging that, because what can you do in a med spa for a few $100s? Like, there's nothing you can, what can you have?
You can't.
Like, you can't get anything done. Oh, I have 2 units, please.
Drop.
I'm on a diet. Just give me 2 units.
Sarah said they could come in and have coffee.
Yeah, they can come in and have coffee.
Anyway,
don't be afraid to have a higher pricing categories for each one of your membership. Don't have no fear. Just do it.
Well, I think it's the mindset. Clients coming in know they're going to spend money.
Yeah.
They're not shopping at Walmart.
They're not on food stamps.
Right. They're again, that's why you created the Millionaire Circle, right? To teach them how to target their affluent clients.
That's right.
And then these are not questions that they have to worry about. They're targeting the right clients. They know their clients can afford them.
Like, they don't even ask pricing. I mean, if you have the right clientele coming in, they're not even going to question how much it is.
Right. And that's something so funny, personal. My husband says, after I buy something, he'll say, well, how much was it? And I'm like, I have no idea. He's like, you didn't ask. I'm like, we needed it. I wanted it. The price didn't matter, right? I don't know. I'm like, it is, so I think those clients are the same way. They're expecting. Yeah. So Dori, a section in the chapter you talked about was consequences. And we have a question here. I know people don't like to talk about consequences, right? They're like, but Paul is asking, what kind of consequences can I set up if the team does not reach their sales target? He's put all the effort in, he's created the sales model, he has his funnel going, but now his team is failing to do their part. Unfortunately, it is part of the conversation, right?
Oh, it's part of even the hiring process. Like, that should be in your employee manual. What would happen if they don't reach their goals? And if you don't have that conversation before you even hire them, you're doing this wrong.
Right.
So they really need to be in the clear. They need to know what the expectations are, how they're going to be measured, how they're, just what I started this conversation with, how they're going to be rewarded. And then what happens if they don't? That's the question. What happens if they don't? And you need to have that in place. I came from corporate America, right? Worked there for 18 years. We had consequences. If the team member that you have did not do their work, kept coming on late to work all the time, called in sick, did not reach their goals, did not study, did not train, did not do this and that. Like, who wants a person like that on their team? What the heck? Yeah, we find it. I tell a story actually in here, in this chapter, about when I was speaking at some conference, and a lady in the back raised her hand and said, Dori, I have these 2 great estheticians, but I can't get them to sell anything. And I you know how I am, I get hot, and I'm like, listen to yourself. They are not great. They are not great. Just because they're great estheticians, but they don't recommend, does not make them great. Great estheticians do great facials, but they also make recommendations. Right. Now they're great. So this person that she thought was great, the 2 of them, are costing her so much money, and they're not doing right by their clients. They're disappointing their clients, and she thinks they're great. And that's what I'm meaning by the mindset of the leader, because that's stinking mindset for her. So with someone like that, you need to start the consequences. And that's the training, the coaching, right? You try that first. Then it's the verbal warning. It's the written warning. It's another written warning. And then it should be go to the competition.
They refer them out to the competition.
Refer them out. You don't need that. You
Well,
don't need that.
And you said corporate America. And I think so many times in this industry, people think, oh, it's a small business, it's privately owned, but it's still corporate America. It's still a business, no
It's a
matter how
business.
many team members are part of it.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Or how few.
came from working in the bank industry, and there are rules, and you knew the rules. There was no question.
Yeah.
Like there was no, if your drawer was short a penny, you knew the rules. There was no.
There's a statement I always say, this is the only industry you can do half your job and still keep your job.
Mhm.
That's one of my famous. I should
Brand
trademark
that, yeah.
that phrase because it is so true. Because they don't sell retail and they get to keep their job. Yet it's part of the whole job. Like who does that? You do.
Mhm.
So you need to get over it. You need to start explaining right during the hiring process. If you have the
Well,
clarity
pause
hiring
saying,
system.
Dori, now that I know my consequences are not right, how do I change my hiring process?
Yeah, that's the
Can you help
go
him?
get the clarity hiring system so you can bring people on, interview them first properly, and then bring them on the right way with your employee manual, with your
Mhm.
orientation, by outlining everything that is expected from you as a leader and then from them as an employee. And when you have that in place, then everybody is happier.
And one thing I like to say is obviously I get to work with all of our members, which I love. And that's, the way the membership is set up is Dori's put all that thought into it, from the hiring to the pride to the team training. So if you're open, it doesn't matter. We as a company can help you shift your mindset and your team's mindset. We do something like we call it a fresh start, right? We all need to have that fresh start.
That's right.
So you definitely, no matter where you're at, whether you're opening up or you've been open, you have to look at the membership model because it is structured exactly that way to help you.
Yeah.
And it helps you kind of, like Dori says, if your team is kind of giving you pushback, just put it all on Dori. Say, Dori says, put the blame on her because she's helping you change your model.
Me.
It's so easy to do. Dori says.
Dori says.
We're gonna do a new thing instead of
what would
Simon
Dori,
says.
What would
It's gonna
Dori
be
say
Dori
about
says.
This? What would Dori say about this?
You know that game when you played Simon Says, jump 3 times? We're gonna do Dori Says, sell 3 products. And then they have to go sell 3 products.
Good idea. All right. Well, we're almost at our time here.
We are, and it's been a great conversation, and I'm looking forward to the next step of it, which is the guest consultation. And as always, in each chapter, Dori, you left our members with so many tools, and then you gave them shortcuts to success. So
shortcuts to success.
I'm going to read your shortcuts to success for your sales model. So it's change the team's mindset in regards to selling. Make sure that you have an effective sales model and that the team is following it. Set goals and targets for each person on the team. Develop a reoccurring sales model, such as a membership. Train the team on the Don't Sell, Recommend and the Pride system. Check your intake forms and adjust them accordingly to help your team make proper recommendations and outline the rewards and the consequences. So again, look at the website. It's called our Flying High membership. And that's definitely your first place to
on InSPAration.com.
And then, the tools that Dori mentioned was the Pride system and the guest consultation. So we have the webinar coming up. So just again, if you missed the beginning of this, we are putting on a webinar on January 12th. Dori is hosting the Millionaire Circle. So she's going to teach you
how to step into the Millionaire Circle.
Yep. And then it rolls into that affluent clients that we were talking about so that you don't have to sell, but you can recommend, and then you're not worried about pricing. And then the next chapter it's all about the consultation, which we've mentioned a couple of times. So the next chapter will be in 2 weeks. We're going to be doing the rest of the book. It's every other Monday at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. You can join us live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Zoom for those of you that are here with us on Zoom. And then what else do you have going on? I know at the beginning of it, Dori, we mentioned, and you can see through the logos, the Dori Talks, the Meet the Experts.
Yeah. So we are really launching an entire production calendar for those shows that we're doing. So if you are interested in coming on one of the shows and being an expert, you can go to meettheexperts.com and you can apply to be on the show. So make sure you do that. One thing we didn't tell them about our award.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
That's
I
like the
forgot
most
about-
important thing.
I didn't forget about it.
Yeah.
It slipped my mind.
Yeah.
So should I tell them?
Go ahead.
So Dori, as we all know, is amazing. She was
And the whole team.
the
won
whole-
this,
yes.
Not just me.
Yes. So as I'm sure so many people either saw or was a part of, Dori was part of, I drew a blank on the name of it.
My face, my body.
My face, my body. I was thinking GVAS and missed it.
Yeah.
My face, my body. And they presented her with the Consultant Award of the Year for 2020, which is absolutely amazing.
It's quite an honor.
It
We're
is.
so happy to receive that.
Yes.
All of our hard work and effort is
Mhm.
paying off. So it's always nice to be recognized.
Yeah. And it was
For
so
that.
cool that they gave so many awards away.
Yeah, it was
And-
fun. Actually, you can go watch the award show. We filmed it
Mhm.
here. And Stephen Handyside was actually in New Zealand and we did the entire show, the awards banquet, so virtually. So if you want to go to myfacemybody.com and go to /awards, you'll be able to watch the whole thing and see all the different people that won all these awards.
And thousands of people were
Entered.
entered and voting for the
Yeah.
winner. So,
So it
it's
was
absolutely
fun.
amazing.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Well, make sure you show up for the webinar on the 12th so I can help you step into the Millionaire Circle and keep reading, keep studying, set those goals for your sales, start training the team, get you these 2 at least programs that we have to help you generate more sales in your business. Thank you so much for
My
being with me.
pleasure.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you all for joining us. God bless. Until next time, stay inspired.